extremely high. Please allow us to protect ourselves with this 8-foot fence on our property at our expense. Thank you. I also brought a drawing of a section of an 8-foot fence showing 4 rails and the increase of concrete at each post to fortify an 8-foot that you usually don't get with a 6-foot. So if you guys would like to see these.
Thank you. Thanks. Any questions for Karen?
I think so. No.
All right, thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
I will now open public hearing. Anybody wish to speak on this? And don't see any further comments, so I hereby close the public hearing. All right. Any final comments, Amanda, on the commission?
No.
Okay, then we'll deliberate. We'll go. I don't see anything to add to what Dustin did on the recommendations, or on the findings. Anybody have anything to add on that?
I have nothing to add, Chairman.
No.
Okay. Then I would entertain a motion then.
I move that the planning commission adopt the findings stated in the zoning administrator's report for KCU 2024-04 and forward a recommendation of approval to the governing body regarding the requested conditional use to allow a privacy fence over 6 foot in height in the R1 single family district, subject to the following conditions, which there are none, that I've heard from
What? The ones, yeah.
Second.
Motion by Chris, second by Luke to send to the planning commission recommendations for the 8-foot fence with the conditions that Dustin had put forward. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. I now call agenda item 7C, the public hearing for case number CU-2024-05. A request for conditional use to allow an oversized detached garage in the R1 single family residential district. Does any member of the planning commission wish to abstain from voting on this agenda item?
Mr. Chairman, I had planned to not vote on this item. I have had ex parte communications with the applicant as they are neighbors of mine, but as we have only 4 people on quorum, I feel like I can vote and be impartial in this case, so I just wanted to disclose that
Okay.
if we had quorum, I still planned on participating in the discussion, but I wasn't planning on voting, but in the need of quorum, I will vote.
Okay. With that, we'll let the record show that there are no abstentions. We have a quorum of 4 commissioners present for the public hearing. Does any member of the planning commission wish to report ex parte? Well, you reported some ex parte, but not.
And the nature of those discussions were, what can I do? What do I need to request to be done? those type of things. It was-
Okay.
They were just requesting my, understanding of the zoning regulations, and even the applicant was a member of the planning commission for a while. So, that was the nature of my ex parte communications.
Okay, thank you for disclosing that. Secretary reported that a notice for this hearing was published in Art Valley News on 4/11/2024, which is at least 20 days advance notice as required. The property owner and surrounding property owners were also notified by letter at least 20 days prior to this hearing. Therefore, I declare notification requirements have been satisfied for the public hearing. I will now ask Dustin Dalton to present a brief case report and recommendations.
Thank you. All right, CU 2024-05, Lowmaster and more, conditional use to allow an oversized detached garage for property zone as the R1 single-family residential district. This is the property here, 322 West Chippewa Street, at the corner of Chippewa and Shawnee. The applicants are requesting a conditional use to construct a detached garage with an awning that exceeds maximum gross floor area, 960 square feet, for properties over 10,000 square feet, but not more than 3 acres. The property is generally located west of Bolivar and north of Kechi Road at 322 West Chippewa Street. The property is platted as Lot 21, Block 2, North Meadows 4th Edition, and developed with a single-family residence. The garage is intended to be used for vehicle storage. Detached residential carports or garage is defined in the Kechi zoning regulations as a structure considered either a carport or garage, as defined in section 3.
Thank you, it's just my back.
That is unattached to a principal residential structure. Kechi zoning regulations section 03.03 defines a garage as a covered and enclosed accessory structure that provides direct access to a driveway or parking space, which is intended solely for storage of motor vehicles owned by residents of the primary structure. The garage may be attached to or detached from a primary residential structure. The applicants are planning on the garage to be 30 by 50 feet or 1,500 square feet, which is 540 square feet over the maximum permitted by section 10.31 of the zoning regulations. Kechi zoning regulations state, except as approved by conditional use, maximum gross floor area shall be as follows. Lots over 10,000 square feet in area, but not more than 3 acres. Garages, 960 square feet. Carports, 600 square feet. Approval of this request would allow the applicants to construct the garage as proposed. The subject site was platted as Lot 21, Block 2 of the North Meadows 4th Edition in 1991. There have been no zoning actions on this property. All adjacent property to the north, east, south, and west is R1 and developed as single-family residential. Chippewa Street is paved and local road, and all public services are available and provided to the property. The requested conditional use is in conformance with Kechi's 2040 comprehensive plan. Context-sensitive development helps preserve and enhance both the function and aesthetics of adjacent features. See recommendation number 2 below. Recommendations. Number 1, the applicant and or contractor shall submit a building permit and provide engineered design plans. 2, the detached residential carport or garage must comply with specific use standards of section 10.31. 3, the driveway of the detached garage, carport, residential carport or garage shall be graded for appropriate drainage and surfaced with asphalt, concrete, comparable hard pavement, or constructed and maintained with a dust-free gravel, aggregate, other rock surface. If the zoning administrator finds that there is a violation to any of the conditions of the conditional use, the zoning administrator, in addition to enforcing the other remedies set forth in the zoning regulations, may declare that the conditional use is null and void. This recommendation is based on the following findings. Number one, properties to the north, east, south, and west are zoned and developed as R1 single-family residential district. Two, the request for a conditional use is in conformance with Kechi's 2040 comprehensive plan. Three, all utilities and public services are provided to the area. Staff do not anticipate an increase in public utilities or services due to the proposed garage. Four, the subject site is currently zoned R1 single family, which permits a detached garage that exceeds the maximum gross floor area by conditional use approval. The property is approximately 47,212 square feet and has a maximum lot coverage of 35% or 16,525 square feet. The primary residence and other small sheds on the property have a lot coverage of about 5.3%. The addition of the detached carport or garage would make the total lot coverage about 8.5%. The property is not vacant. It was developed with single-family residence in 1992. Number six, staff does not see an issue with the R1 single-family resident district with an oversized garage being adjacent to other R1 single-family. Seven, staff does not anticipate that approval of the request will have significant negative impacts on the surrounding properties. Eight, approval of this application is not anticipated to have significant detrimental impacts on the public health, safety, or welfare. Denial of this application could represent a loss in use and enjoyment of the applicant's property. Nine, no input, positive or negative, has been received from the public at the time of staff report. Here's an aerial map, zoning map showing all R1 to adjacent properties. Future development plan map showing the approximate area, which is good for housing. The site plan here shows the location of the proposed garage, it being outside of the easements. There's a building setback and a utility easement, which is totaling 40 feet. And here, being on the corner, is the site triangle, and it will not obstruct the site triangle at Shawnee and Chippewa. Some site photos north of the subject property, east of the subject property, south and west. Does anyone have any questions for me?
No.
Okay.
Thank you, Justin. Sam, you wanna add anything to that?
Not really, just,
Okay.
it's just kind of what we're looking for, so.
I will now open the public hearing. Anybody wish to speak on this issue? Hearing no comments, I hereby close the public hearing. No questions from anybody on the planning commission? Okay. Dustin, did you wanna discuss today, or do you wanna go on this other one, the unfinished business?
If you wanna go forward with it.
If it's not long.
It's not long, we can just discuss it real quick. We've got two ideas for amendments to the zoning code. One is self-storage commercial, and the other one is multi-tenant strip center in C1. So, on the first one there, for self-storage commercial, there's a new business idea where people will rent out a storage unit, a huge storage unit, but they actually own it, kind of like a condo. They own it, they work on hobbies, they have man caves in there, store RVs, boats, all kinds of stuff. The issue is the idea is that it's a garage away from your property. And a lot of people would like to have the ability to do hobby woodworking inside of these, storage units. So what we would like to do is down there in the required action in 10.24, self-storage commercial on C, remove or hobby woodworking. Or hobby away from metal fabrication and woodworking to allow people to do both metalworking and or woodworking within these, storage units.
So it doesn't have to be hobby, it could be a business?
No businesses are allowed, within storage units. It is hobby only.
Why do you
So
think
we're
that?
at, yeah, I guess I'm confused. We're
Hobby.
adding hobby or we're taking it out?
We are taking hobby out. Right before there it says commercial. So the following activities shall be prohibited on premises: automotive repair, music practice, human habitation, keeping of live animals, storage of hazardous materials, commercial, metal fabrication, or woodworking. So you can't run a business out of it. The next one is the multi-tenant strip center. The proposed change is to allow, multi-tenant strip centers in C1, which is needed. As discussed before, we believe that was the intent of the regulations. We just need to get it corrected. What we can do is discuss it again or put a vote to it at the next session, to where I will send out, if we vote on it, I can send out, put notices in the Ark Valley News to let everybody know that these are going on, and then we can vote on it whenever.
Okay, so why don't we, I mean, you gave them to us, so we'll look them over, see if there's any, everybody look, see if there's anything else that they think
I think that's a good idea.
might be, need to be changed, and then bring it back next time, and then we can have a public hearing after.
Okay.
Sound good?
So is that gonna be a public hearing next meeting, or just a?
I think I think what he's saying is it's a discussion.
Yeah,
Okay,
and then we'll set up a public hearing.
okay.
There's nothing there. Okay. Then, have a motion to adjourn,
Motion to adjourn?
second. Motion by Luke, second by Mark to adjourn, all in